All right. Hello, welcome to class. I'm in a slightly chilly room, so I'm going to keep my sweatshirt on for a little while and see if I can warm up. So let's start punch, kick, stretch. We're going to do a little bit of warm up first and then get into our fighting combinations. So to warm up, just separate your feet wide apart, wider than your shoulders. We're going to take a big breath in, stretching up tall, bring your hands together, and then come down into a little squat. So your knees are traveling out over the feet and come back up, inhale, and exhale down. We'll just do this a few times. And as you feel ready, you might want to separate the feet a little bit more so you can squat down a little bit lower. As you feel ready, as with everything in class, you can modify according to your needs. If anything's going on, you can always back off a little bit. And I'm actually going to be doing that a little bit myself today because this shoulder has been bothering me a lot. So when I'm doing my punches with this arm, I'm just going to take it easy. I'm just going to go through the motions without trying to put a lot of force into it. So that's always an option for any time when you feel like you need to take care of yourself in any way. Otherwise, you can go all out. So a couple more times, stretching up tall. Big breath in and then exhale down. One more time, actually. Let's make sure that when we come down into this wide squat, that we're doing a little bit of a tuck of the pelvis. So the tailbone is traveling straight down, not poking out behind us. And then let's just stay for a couple more breaths in this wide squat. Make sure the knees are traveling out to the sides and maybe lowering down a tiny bit more. Good. And then inhale, come up, bring your feet together. We're going to try to do a couple stretches standing, balancing on one foot. So you're just going to take one knee and hug it up in front of you. If it's difficult to balance, you can always go next to a piece of furniture where you can put one hand on the furniture to keep your balance. And you might want that for this one too. We're going to go into a standing ankle to knee. So whichever knee you had up, you're going to turn that knee out to the side. Ankle goes right above the knee on the opposite leg. And you're just going to try to sit down into that figure 4 ankle to knee stretch. Bending your standing leg any amount. And coming back up. And let's switch legs, hugging the other knee up in front. And again, always you can use something for balance if you need any help. And then crossing that ankle over the opposite knee, bending the standing leg and coming down any amount into your figure 4 stretch. All right, good. So let's take a couple moments just to roll out the shoulders. And then we're going to get into our fighting stance. So here we go. As always, you can pick which side you want to do first, putting one foot in front, other foot behind. Your front foot is pointing straight ahead. Back foot is angled out to the side. We're always going to keep a little bit of a bend in the knees, a little bit of springiness in the knees. You're never going to be locking out your legs. You're also never going to be really firmly planting both feet into the ground. We always want to keep a little bit of lightness, a little bit of movement available in the feet. So, other things to keep in mind, hands up. You can have your hands in fists the whole time. Sometimes you might see me open one hand as the other hand is punching, something like that. It's not necessary to do that. You can just keep them closed in fists the whole time as you like. Little bit of a tuck in the pelvis, just like we were doing in our warm-up. So you have a feeling like you're about to do a crunch, a little bit of tightness in the abs, but you're not actually rounding forward, right? Just a little bit of preparedness and a little bit of a tuck in the chin so you're not jutting that chin out. And we're always going to start, we'll call this side 1, whichever foot you have in front, and we'll always switch and do side 2 so you don't have to worry about right and left. We'll talk more about front and back, your front hand versus your back hand, etc. So let's start with just a little bit of a bounce in the knees, and we're just gonna raise both heels up off the floor. Let's do 5 on the side and 5 on the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go to the side 2, put the other leg in front. Just raise both heels right off the floor. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And go back. All right, now we're gonna pick up the knees. Okay, so you're gonna just pick up your front knee and then your back knee. All right, so we'll do 5, both legs on this side, and then 5, both legs on the other side. So 1, 2, try to get them up as high as you can. 4, 5. And switch and go to the other side. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. And back to side 1. Now we'll start putting together our hand combinations. So as usual, your front hand is going to do a jab first. So when you jab, make sure you swivel on the ball of the front foot, lifting that front heel. Maybe if I stand a little bit further back, you can actually see my feet. So when you jab, you're going to turn to the side a little bit, and then back hand is going to come forward for your cross, and then you're facing more forward. Back heel comes up as you turn the body into the punch. All right, so let's start with jab, jab, cross. All right, so 2 jabs and then a cross. So you could maybe think like the first jab is just kind of exploratory, and then the second jab is followed very quickly by the cross punch. All right, so you can find that little bit of a rhythm if you like. So let's do 10 on the side, 10 on the other side. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross. 2, jab, jab, cross. 3, jab, jab, cross. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And switch to side 2, other foot in front. So the other hand is going to be doing the jab. So let's try it 10 times on this side. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross. 2, jab, jab, cross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right. So I am already getting warm. Let me just peel off my sweatshirt real fast here. So we're going to continue building our combination with jab and cross, adding in a little bit of that duck. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to do the same 3 punches to start, jab, jab, cross, and then you're going to duck in the direction of the hand that just punched, the cross punch. Okay, so it's towards the direction of your back leg. So after the cross punch, keep both hands up, bend both knees, and think of doing a little U-shaped movement of the head. Little bit of a duck, as if you're going underneath someone's punch and coming up on the other side. And then we'll finish jab, cross again. Okay, so the whole thing together will be jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. All right, let's try it 10 times. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And switch to the other side. All right. So this side, same thing. 2 jabs followed by your cross. Now you're going to be ducking in the opposite direction towards the side of the back leg. Little U-shape movement, and then finish another jab, cross, punch. Let's try it 10 times. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. 2, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Very good. All right, switch back to side 1. And now we're going to add hook punch. So at the very end, we do the same combination. Excuse me. I'm going to finish after the second cross punch. Your front hand is going to come around, hook. So as you do the hook, you're turning your body at the same time. So you're not just standing still and trying to hook with your arm. You're trying to, what's the word? Something. Sorry, I can't think of it. Coordinate. Let's use the word coordinate. The movement of the arm and the body. So you're turning at the same time. You end up facing to the side just as you would for your jab punch at the end of your hook. So same combination, finishing with hook. So let's try it. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook. All right, 2, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. All right. And switch to the other side, side 2. So same thing. Jab, jab, cross, duck that direction now. Jab, cross, hook. All right. So doing the turning of the body at the same time the hook punch is coming around to make contact. So let's try it 10 times on this side. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook. So as you get to know the combination, you can always speed it up or find your own kind of rhythm with the combination. I'm just going to keep doing my rhythm, but you can always mix it up a little bit as long as you're just doing the same punches. Or if you want to freestyle and find your own combination, you always can do that too. Okay, so I think we did 2, so let's do 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. There we go. All right, so back to side 1. We're going to add uppercut after the hook punch now. So you'll be doing your hook punch with your front hand, and then back hand is going to come up with your uppercut. So from here, after your hook punch, your upper body's facing sideways. As the uppercut comes forward, you turn to face forward again, like for a cross punch. So everything else is the same. So let's try it for 10 times. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 2, 3, 4, 5, more like uppercut. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and switch to side 2. Same thing now. After your hook punch with the front hand here, back hand is going to come forward with your uppercut. Ready? 1, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 2, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and back to side 1. So finally, we're going to add a kick. We're going to put it at the very beginning. So front kick, front snap kick. So your front leg is going to lift up, bring the knee up in front, kick, and bring it back down. If you want to really get into the details of the form, notice that when my foot comes up, the foot is pointed, right? The foot is in line with my shin bone, right? And I just pull back the toes so that when I do my kick, the ball of the foot would be going into the target, okay? So if you're barefoot, you can do that. If you're wearing shoes to do this whole workout, that's totally fine if you want to. It might be hard to really get that foot position. So then you just pick up the foot, kick it, and don't worry about the ball of the foot so much. But if you want to try to add those details, you're welcome to. So same combination, just front kick at the very beginning. So you can think of the front kick as almost like that, like a jab, right? It's kind of exploratory, maybe kind of gauging your distance from your opponent. Ready? 1, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 2, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, And very good, switch to the other side. 1 second, my pants are coming untied. Whoop. There we go. All right, so same combination, front kick at the very beginning. Ready, 1, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and back to side 1. Let's see how we're doing. Okay, plenty of time. All right, we're gonna add a kick at the end of the combination now. So do the whole combination. After your uppercut, reach both hands forward as if you're grabbing someone's shoulder here, and back leg knee kick. So you're gonna be pulling them down so your knee would come up, hit them in the body, chest, someplace. All right, so everything else stays the same, just adding knee kick at the end. Ready? 1, front kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick. 2, 3, hook kick first. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. And switch sides. So as always, when we start doing our kicks, you notice your heart rate starts to go up. If you need to adjust or modify, you can always just, instead of doing the full kick, maybe just pick the foot up off the floor if you need to catch your breath or ease off a little bit. So you can always adjust in that way as well. So let's do the same combination on this side, ending with knee kick from the back leg. Ready? 1, 'knee kick'. 2, 3, 4, 5, 'hook, uppercut, knee kick'. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, and back to the first side. So we're gonna add, let's add, is it too much to add 3 techniques at the end? I don't think so, because it's gonna flow, okay? What we're gonna do is the same combination we just did. After your knee kick, as that knee starts to come back, with your front arm, you're gonna come around with an elbow, a roundhouse elbow strike to your opponent's face, okay? So right here, with your elbow bent, you notice your fist is gonna end up kind of in front of your sternum with this outside edge of the fist facing out. We're gonna use that outside edge of the fist coming forward, bonk. All right, so this is more a karate technique than boxing. It's called hammer fist. So after your elbow here, you're just gonna use that outside edge of the fist to come out and hit someone in the side of the head in front of you. Okay? So that's 2 techniques, right? Elbow, hammer fist, same arm. Then let's just finish with cross punch. Okay, so the 3 techniques at the end: elbow, hammer fist, cross punch to finish. Okay, so it kind of flows. We'll take the first one slowly, and you can always modify, leave something out if it's too much. But I think you'll handle it just fine. So let's do the first one slowly. Ready? 1, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, reach forward, knee kick, front arm, roundhouse elbow, hammer fist, cross punch to finish, and then reset. 2, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer fist, cross. 3, 1 second, sorry. A little tiny bit of a runny nose. All right. We have 4 next, right? 4, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross. 5, 6, 7, 8, 'It takes a second to lose concentration. Okay. 9, kick, jab, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee, elbow, hammer, cross. 10, and reset. Okay. Switch sides, side 2, same thing, all the way through to the end. Back leg will be doing knee kick. As you come back, already start coming around with that roundhouse elbow strike with your front arm. And then just straighten the arm out to strike with your hammer fist, outer edge of the fist, and finish reverse punch or cross punch. All right, let's try the first one a little bit slowly. Ready? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, lost my concentration again. There we go. 8, 9, 10, and set up on side 1. All right, so finally, we're gonna add our turnings. I know you've been dying to do that. Okay, so we're gonna do the same combination all the way through. You'll finish with your cross punch. Then you're gonna look in the direction of your front leg, whichever side it's on, and you're gonna do your roundhouse in that direction. Okay, so this is my front leg. I'm gonna look to this side, roundhouse kick. Okay, just to review, roundhouse kick. You wanna make sure your standing foot is turned out. All right, so that's why we're doing it to the side, because this foot is already practically in the position that you want. Toes turning away from your target. Heel angled more towards the target, okay? And then you're gonna, from the front, it'll look like this, like if I was doing it, this was the direction of my kick. The knee is gonna come up with your hip open, right? So the foot is gonna go behind the knee. Lift up, kick, and then come back down, and that will be the last technique of that combination. Then we'll do it again. The next count at the end, you go all the way behind you, then over here, and forward again. So it's 5 counts to go all the way around, because we're gonna do the front twice, and then we'll switch sides and do the same thing going the other direction. Combination is exactly the same, just adding that roundhouse at the end. So let's try one a little bit slowly to start with. Ready? 1, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer fist, cross punch, look to the side of your front leg, and roundhouse. And then come down into your fighting stance facing that direction. Ready? 2. Same thing. Now you're going to go all the way behind you. Look to the direction of your front leg, sorry. Roundhouse kick. Facing all the way behind now. Let's do count number 3. I'll talk you through it. 3. Front kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, look to the last side, roundhouse kick, and turn. 1, 2, 3, this will be 4, go, front kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, looking forward again, roundhouse forward, turn, and last one, 5. Kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, and you can do the last roundhouse kick to the side again or forward as you like. All right, so that was 5 counts on that side. Let's switch and do 5 going the other way. So starting on side 2, you'll just turn in the opposite direction. All right, ready? 1, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, look to the side of your front leg, roundhouse, turn. 2, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee, elbow, hammer, cross, look behind, roundhouse, turn all the way behind. 3, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, look to the next side, roundhouse and turn. 4, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross. And look forward, roundhouse and turn. Last one. 5, kick, jab, jab, cross, duck, jab, cross, hook, uppercut, knee kick, elbow, hammer, cross, and front leg roundhouse, either forward or to the side. And shake it out. All right. That's about all we have time for our punch kick portion of class. So let's just take some big breaths and then we'll get our mats. So separate the feet wide apart again. This time we're gonna inhale, stretching up, reaching the arms up. And then when you exhale, just gonna let it all come out in a big sigh on your exhale. Inhale up and big inhale and one more time. Big inhale and good. Feet a little bit wider apart. Gonna come down and bring you can either have your hands just hooked over just above the knee, like so. Or if you can come down a little bit more, you can get your forearms inside, same area to the inside of the knee. And just push gently out and back with your arms. And at the same time, using this resistance against your legs, think of lengthening the spine forward. You might feel a little action, sort of like a tractioning of the spine. Taking a couple more breaths there. All right, so let's grab the yoga mat, or if you have, any place else you want to do your stretches, that's fine too. Yoga mats are usually very handy for this. Okay, so let's go back to that same position that we were just in, and we're going to move from here to a couple others. So if you separate the feet a little bit wider, maybe you can go down a little bit more, and you'll start to feel the inner thigh also getting that nice stretch. And then we'll just slowly slide side to side, just a little bit. Okay, good. So now we're going to turn to face to one side. You can do either side first. I'm going to this side first. So my foot on this side, I'm going to turn so it's going straight ahead this way. Other foot turns in. Then I'm going to bend the knee of my front leg, swivel onto the ball of the back foot, and come into a lunge. Take a couple breaths here, lengthening. And then drop that back knee. You can always put a pillow or blanket if it's sensitive on your knee there. You can keep keep the hands down in front and just lean into that front knee a little bit. Always scoot the front foot forward a little bit if this bothers your knee at all. And we're just finding that stretch, hamstring of the front leg, maybe the quads, hip flexors of the back leg. You can either stay here, just feeling the stretch in the legs. Option, bring your hands to the front knee to lift the torso up, and then turning the fingers forward, any amount pushing into those hands, maybe finding the tiniest bit of a back bend, turning the face up a little towards the ceiling. Increase the stretch along the hip flexor and the abdomen on that side. Good. Hands down. Walk the hands back as you shift the hips back and try to straighten out the front leg. You can always push the foot forward a little bit if you need to. Take a big breath in to lengthen the spine forward, and then exhale, fold any amount over that front leg. Good. Now we're going to keep shifting back, but we're also going to go to the side of that back leg. Okay, so what I mean is you're going to put your hands to that side of the back leg, and come to sit down, the hip to the outside. So the foot is towards the inside here. I'm going to use this to come into a seated spinal twist, right? So the bottom leg is on the floor already, and you're going to take that top leg, bend it, and bring the foot to tuck to the outside of your bottom knee. So you're in your seated spinal twist. You're kind of a little bit off center in terms of your mat, so don't worry about that. If getting into this, you feel like you're just being pushed way over to the side, you can always straighten out the bottom leg, and then you just be doing the twist. Same direction with the bottom leg straight. You can do it either way. When we came into it, the bottom leg is already bent, so if you can keep it that way, it's simpler. And then you're just going to twist around towards the top leg. Okay, you might be on your right or left side. I'm just saying towards the top leg. You're just twisting around. Try to stay sitting up tall, taking a few breaths. Good. Unwind out of your twist. Now, your top leg that you have here right in front of you, you're going to reach it forward again. That's where it came from, right? So you're going to return to the lunge that you started out doing towards this side. Come all the way back, and then walk the hands around to the front. Swivel the feet at the same time. You'll be in a straddle for a moment. And just take a fold over in your straddle. Have the feet parallel, hands down, and you can even sway the upper body side to side. Nod the head, shake the head out, anything that feels good to release the neck. Jiggle jiggle the jaw side to side. Wiggle the jaw. And then we're going to take a walk around going to the other side. So swivel the feet as you go, and you'll come into a lunge facing the opposite way. Lengthening out here for a moment, and then drop that back knee. And same thing, we'll find a little bit of our crescent lunge here. Hands can stay down on the floor, or you can lift them up onto that front knee. And take a few breaths. If you have your hands up on the knee, turn the fingers to face forward, and maybe push into those hands a little bit of a back bend. Think of the upper spine doing the bending. And then hands down either side of your front foot, and shift back to straighten out that front leg. As before, you can always push the foot forward to get it straight. Hands either side. Inhale, lift and lengthen the spine forward, and then exhale, fold over that front leg. Any amount. And now you're going to keep moving back and sit off to the outside of your back leg. All right, so we're going to come to that seated spinal twist again. If you kind of go off the edge of the mat a little bit, you can always just scoot yourself back onto the mat so you're not on a cold floor. If it's not comfortable, you're going to take your front leg, bend it in, and place the foot to the outside of the bottom knee to come to your twist. So as before, you could always straighten out that bottom leg if that's more comfortable for you. Otherwise, you're going to do the same twist, twisting towards your top leg, sitting up tall and just taking it around into a spiral. And then slowly release out of your twist. Stretch that top leg forward again. And for a moment, we'll come back to the lunge on this side. Walk the hands around again. Swivel the feet to parallel and fold forward into your straddle. We're doing this for the second time, so maybe this time you can separate the feet further apart. Keep the feet parallel and maybe fold over a little bit more. And then walk the hands forward. I'm going to come into a wide downward facing dog position. So keep walking the hands forward. Eventually the heels lift up off the floor a little bit. And basically in the same position as down dog, except the feet are really wide apart. And step the knees to the mat in the center and come to kneel. All right, so you can turn your mat if you're long ways like my mat is. You could swivel the mat so it's facing forward. I'm not going to bother. I'm just going to come to sit down, and let's try Baddha Konasana for a few breaths. So soles of the feet together, knees apart, hold those feet in close, and either hold around the outer edges of the feet, or you can hold the fronts of the ankles, either one. Sitting up tall for a moment, big breath in, and then exhale. Pull yourself forward any amount. Try to keep the spine long and straight, trying not to round forward. The same time you're coming forward, you're trying to press the knees down towards the floor. And release, come back up to sit. And now let's go ahead and lie on the back. Face either way. And come all the way down. And here, let's just hug the knees in towards the chest. Maybe taking a few rocks side to side. Good. And now lift the feet up, bending the knees, separate the legs apart from each other. So the soles of the feet are facing up towards the ceiling. When it comes to happy baby, you can either hug around the backs of the knees like so, or reach for the outer edges of the feet. Either way, using your arms to pull down on the legs as if you want to bring the knees down to the floor either side of your body. And then slowly release the feet, stretch the legs straight up. Let's do some circles with the ankles. Go one way a few times, then the other way a few times. And then bend the knees and lower the feet to the floor. So at the beginning of class, we did a figure 4 stretch standing. So we're going to do a hip stretch that's not exactly like figure 4, a little bit different to finish up with. So just cross one leg on top. of the other. So I'm going to put my right leg on top. It's a little closer to me. But notice I'm not doing an ankle to knee type position like we did when we were standing up. It's more like the knees are very close to each other. You're just crossing the legs, like maybe you're just hanging out on the beach or whatever. Wouldn't that be nice? And now we're just going to hug those knees in, just as they are to start with. So this is sort of the seed or the beginning of this hip opener. You might find that this is where you prefer to stay, just to take it a little more easy. Totally fine. Otherwise, we're going to try to take it a little further. So notice when your legs are in this position, the feet are going to the opposite sides, right? My right foot is going over to my left side. Left foot is going over to the right side. So I'm going to take my hand to the opposite knee. Right, so whatever hand is on top is going to the opposite knee. My left hand is going to my right knee. My right hand is going to my left knee, right? So I'm going to slide my hands down the opposite shins, trying to hook the fingers over top and going as far down towards the ankle as I can get. It's possible to maybe go all the way to the outer edge of each foot with the opposite hands. You don't have to go that far. You might just go to around the ankle. That's totally fine. Whichever place you go to, try to have it the same on both sides. In other words, you're not holding the knee on one leg and the foot on the other leg, right? Go to where you can be kind of symmetrical in how far you're reaching down the legs. So if you can get all the way to the outer edges of the foot, fingers wrap around that outer edge, and the palm of the hand is more towards the sole of the foot, maybe around the heel. And then we'll just stay here for a few breaths. It might be just, pretty intense just to get to this place. So you could just work with where you are. If you can take it a little further, you're going to lift the feet in the direction of the head, right? So going that way with the feet instead of dropping down towards the floor, towards your sitting bones. And then also, keeping the feet flexed, you can also maybe pull down a little bit. And just continue to breathe. And then gently release. And let the feet come all the way back down to the floor. Uncross. Take a moment, and then we'll do the other side. Okay, so now I'm going to cross my left leg over the right. Inner thighs and knees are close to each other. Just like I'm just crossing my legs, hanging out. And then I'm going to lift those legs up. And first, just hug them in as they are. So already it's a little bit of a hip stretch. So depending on you, this might be a nice place to stay. Again, notice the hands are on the opposite legs, right? And we're going to start to slide the hands down any amount in the direction of the ankles. So whatever leg is farther away from you, that is a little bit harder to reach. So concentrate on that one, and then the one that's closer to you, it'll be much easier to just go to the right spot. So you're going towards the ankles, maybe to the ankles, or maybe all the way to the outer edges of those feet. And then again, a few breaths, working on whatever you want to work on, just staying with it or bringing the feet in the direction of the head. Keep the feet flexed, and any amount maybe pulling down. All right, and slowly release. Uncross and bring the feet to the floor, hip width apart. We'll come up to a bridge. So legs and feet parallel to each other, hip width apart. Walk the feet in a little bit or a lot close to you. So if you want to close up the heels right against the sitting bones. Arms down alongside you, palms pressing down. Before you even lift up into your bridge, press into the back of your head and the forearms to lift the chest just enough you can tuck the shoulders a little bit in underneath you. And then lift up into your bridge. We're going to do 2. So first one, just checking out how that feels. Doesn't have to be super high, just checking it out. And then slowly lower back down. And we're going to do 1 more. So you can do exactly the same position, or you can maybe walk the feet in a little bit closer, up to you, and then lifting up again. Maybe this time you go a little bit higher. Notice how the chest moves back towards the chin. Keep the face facing up towards the ceiling, but you can cast the gaze down towards your body. Okay, so that's going to actually free up a little more range for your back bend rather than rolling the eyes back, like looking towards the top of your head. And then slowly lower all the way down. All right, we're going to just move towards Shavasana in a moment. If you want to take a couple gentle twists, just separate the feet a little bit apart and just let the knees fall side to side a couple times. Go a few times. If you're ready for Shavasana at any time, you can just straighten the legs out on the floor. And then let the legs relax, feet roll open. Turn the palms up. And take your centering breath a few times in through the nose, softly out through the mouth. And continuing, breathing very softly and gently. After 3 to 4 centering breaths, you can go back to breathing in and out through the nose, otherwise keeping the breath nice and soft. And continue to rest a few more moments and release any effort that's not necessary to hold you in this position. And then start to take a couple deeper breaths. Wiggle the fingers and toes, stretching out along the floor. When you're ready, bend your knees and roll over onto one side. Take your time. When you're ready, push yourself up to sit. Pressing the hands together lightly. Namaste. Thank you for joining me for class. I hope you enjoyed it. I enjoy teaching, so I will hope to see you next time.